But this flat earth thing is huge.
A penis joke.
And what was flooding my mind was the abolition movement in the early 1800s, the anti-slavery movement.
He's not gonna conflate not understanding how the universe that you're in functions at a fundamental level with slavery abolition, is he?
And how that was a move of God. God was awakening.
Oh, for fuck's sake, he is. You know, I've read up a bit on the time when slavery abolition was being popularised, and funnily enough, at no point in all the historical shit that I've read did I find a statement from God saying something along the lines of, "Hey, you guys, could you, not have slaves anymore? I know nowhere in my book do I mention that maybe owning people is wrong, and in fact have explicit instructions on how to treat people property, but, I've seen the way the wind is blowing, and the people have spoken. So who am I to deny the will of the people? Apart from, God. But, slavery's bad now, guys. It's bad, okay?"
Both the Christian community and the non-Christian community, because you had many people that were spiritualists and atheists and agnostics and Christian and non-Christian and even universalists and all kinds. You had everybody waking up to the fact, you know what? Slavery is morally wrong.
And you think God did that to the atheists, or just people who don't believe in him and maybe something else? He can get them to change their opinions on owning other humans, but the apparent fact of his existence and his specific existence, well, that's a bit tough. I mean, it's not like he's all powerful or anything. And before any dipshits say free will, he can't make people change their beliefs on slavery and still allow free will. Those things don't gel.
There was an awakening happening. And it was spearheaded by one of the great Christian evangelists, Charles Finney.
Control F, Charles Finney. But, Funny, you would think someone so important in slavery abolition, someone who spearheaded the movement, might get a mention in here. Weird. And yes, I know, Wikipedia herder, shut up, I don't care.
Another guy, there were other Christians involved.
Gotta love that specificity. Another guy and some Christians, I guess. Flawless case building there, mate. Mwah. Bellissimo.
But there was non-Christians. And guess what? There were meetings where these Christians and non-Christians would get together. Some of them even in the occult, some of them universalists. But they would get together. They had one common cause.
No shit. But one thinks that might have just had more to do with the Enlightenment values than a direct brain telegram from the notorious GOD spitting hot wisdom in their brain holes.
We want to see slavery stopped in America.
You know what though? In all seriousness, thank God for secular values.
And then it was happening in France. It was happening in Britain first.
Do you know that the French King Louis X actually tried to abolish slavery in the 13th century? It unfortunately didn't take. I imagine there were a bunch of French people, "Who is this French chit trying to dick my slaves?" Hey, don't get mad at me. They literally didn't want to stop owning people at the time. I ain't the bad guy here for making fun of a French stereotype. Let me put it this way. If you are French, but you don't own any slaves, this bit doesn't fucking apply to you.
And there was this movement. Listen, this thing about the truth of creation, where we've realized that the evil satanic system, NASA and all the rest, has lied to us.
There it is. Oh, I feel better now. About damn time, really. We're starting to think you were just going to stick to ignorance instead of outright crazy. I feel so much more relief. Like slipping on a nice, comfy chainmail shirt.
This is a huge thing, and people are waking up. God is using this, and he's waking people up to the fact
that the earth is a shape it simply couldn't be because physics. Thanks God. According to this guy, you keep making people dumber every day. Can you stop lying to these people, please? I mean, not for my sake. I find them hilarious. I get all these lovely shill bucks in brown paper envelopes pushed through my door, just for pointing out objective reality. It's great. Then I get to use that money to add another tier to my super duper satanic altar Mark V. And I can buy a couple of extra orphan babies for my atheist sandwiches. Because these are things that we do.
We've been lied to about everything, and it's at least getting people to read the Bible.
It's strange how those things need to be connected at all. You would think that something so blatantly, demonstrably true, and easily provable wouldn't even need the Bible mentioned. But for some bizarre reason, lots and lots of flat earthers just so happen to be really into the Bible and are often literalists to boot. It's almost like if you don't have that fundamental religious basis to think this shit, it becomes almost laughable.
See, an awakening, when God starts moving in a truth, there's a truth, the truth of creation.
Alright, calm down, you fucking truth machine gun.
Truth, there's a truth, the truth of truth, truth.
Isn't it odd when someone says truth over and over again? They are almost universally full of shit.
It's enclosed, it's flat, there's an above, there's a below.
My parents are siblings. I like the pork livestock. I can't tell the difference between fact and opinion.
The sun, moon, and stars are close, not gazillions of millions of light years away.
Oh wow, that's actually correct. They aren't gazillions of millions of light years away. First fact in this video. But you are only correct because gazillion isn't actually a number. Oh well, better luck next time.
When we get back...
You know, there's something missing from this diagram. Something isn't quite right. Let me just try something. Ah, there we go. Now that's what the flat earth model really looks like.
People are waking up. It is an awakening, but it's messy. It's messy.
Like your lot's quote-unquote research. Oh, I fucking went there, bitches.
Because not everybody is going to be on the same page at the same time, and not everybody's Christian.
And many people who are Christian don't have your, what's the PC term? Handy capabilities.
But you know what? It is probably, since that time period, one of the greatest...
Why do you people always have to have obnoxious feels music in your crap? Imagine you went to a lecture on astrophysics and the entire time they were playing nothing but M People's Search for the Hero. No, I'm not going to play it in this video. You think I'm crazy? Getting all demonetized up in this bitch enough half the time already. Yeah, I'll just tempt the big companies to come and eat my channel.
Avenues right now to bring people back to looking at the Bible and looking at God and finding the true Creator and finding Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior.
Again, what the fuck has that got to do with what should be excruciatingly obvious fact of the flat earth? The flat earth should not in any way, shape or form need any religion at all in order for it to be
Truth.
And honestly, every time you bring up the Bible or God or Satan or Jesus or any of that shit, it just weakens your argument, if not completely and utterly destroys it.
And I'm getting the testimonies all the time. But don't act like it's all going to be sweet and all perfectly Christian.
Well, of course not. Not all Christians are morons, and not all morons are Christians.
It can't be. Because this is not a revival, a little revival in a Christian church. This is an awakening to a truth that is of God.
Strange that awakening seems to fly in the face of the fact that fewer people are religious in this day and age than have ever been in basically all of human recorded history. But you know, it's an awakening to God and not other more rational ideas. Nope.
Like the anti-slavery issue, it was an awakening to a truth that was of God, that God wanted ended.
Yeah, no, God had nothing to do with the end of slavery, and he had nothing to do with the start of it either. Man did. We did it all, and when the Bible was written, slavery was cool. And then it wasn't updated basically ever again. So it's still cool in the Bible, because it was written by men who held such drastically different values to you and I, that if you met them today, you would call them savages. But we have moved on, and enlightened spiritual types have learned to drop the ancient texts in the category of has some good morals, has some really shit ones. Let's just take the good ones, leave it at that and move on.
But see, there was an awakening. And that's what they called, you know what? They called the early 1800s up until that time, the Second Great Awakening in America. There's an awakening happening.
Shit, I've just remembered who you remind me of. Maybe you should pawn that crap elsewhere. I'll let myself out. Wait, this is my channel. I guess I'll go stand in the corner and think about what I just did. I'm so sorry.